All right, let's dive into something that's on a lot of our minds. How do we stay strong as we get older? We're going to unpack the science and give you a super clear, actionable plan for unlocking your strength after 60. Let's jump right in. So, is getting weaker just part of the deal with aging? I mean, you see it, right? Maybe with your parents, or maybe you're even noticing it yourself. You start to wonder, is this it? Is this just how it goes? And you know, for a long time, science kind of said, yeah, pretty much. But that's all changing. Okay, so the first step to tackling any problem is to know what you're up against. And this challenge has a name: sarcopenia. Now, I know it sounds a little scary, a bit medical, but trust me, just knowing what it is, that's your first big step to beating it. Basically, sarcopenia is just the fancy science name for that gradual muscle loss we associate with getting older. It's that slow creep. But here's the most important thing I want you to take away. Because scientists have named it and studied it, it means we can fight it. It's a condition, not a destiny. It is not a life sentence. And that's what we're all about today, fighting back. We've gone through the science and boiled it all down to just three powerful keys. Think of them as your master keys to unlocking your strength as you get older. You ready? Let's get into key number 1.
All right, key number 1, the protein priority. Look, we all know protein is important, right? But what's wild is how much more important it becomes as we age. And this isn't just for bodybuilders trying to get huge. This is for all of us, anyone who wants to open a jar of pickles without a struggle.
Okay, now this is where things get really interesting, because this totally flips what most people think. You'd assume, hey, I'm older, maybe not moving as much, so I probably need less protein. Makes sense, right? Wrong. The science is super clear. Older adults actually need more protein than younger folks just to hang on to the muscle they already have.
So what's going on here? Why the extra need? It all comes down to this thing called anabolic resistance. And the best way to think about it is that your muscles have kind of gone hard of hearing. Imagine the protein you eat is sending a message, yelling, hey, build and repair. But your muscles just can't hear that message as well anymore. So what do? You have to yell louder. You need more protein to get the same message across.
Okay, so more protein is great, but how much more are we actually talking about? Well, a big group of experts called the ESPEN group, they've given us a pretty clear target. They recommend about 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein for every kilogram of your body weight every single day. And just to be clear, that is way higher than the standard advice given to younger adults.
Now look, it's one thing to know the number, but it's another thing to actually hit it. And let's be real, it can be tough. As we get older, sometimes our appetite changes or other health issues pop up. A whole bunch of things can get in the way. So yeah, it's a common struggle to actually get enough protein in.
So we've got our first key, protein. But protein is only half the story. It can't do its job in a vacuum. It needs a partner in crime. And that brings us to key number 2, the movement mandate.
And hey, don't just take it from me. The experts who gave us those protein numbers, they're saying the exact same thing. This quote really nails it. Nutrition plus exercise. That's the winning combo. They're not two separate things. They're a team.
And get this, not moving around enough actually makes the problem worse. It's not just a missed opportunity. Inactivity actively works against you. Remember that hard-of-hearing muscle thing? Anabolic resistance? Well, studies show that just a short period of being less active can make your muscles even more deaf to protein's message. So movement is what keeps your muscles' ears open, ready for that protein signal.
Okay, so when I say movement, please don't think you need to go out and sign up for a triathlon tomorrow. Seriously, we can keep it super simple. Step 1 is just stay active every day. Go for a walk, do some gardening, take the stairs, anything. Then, step 2 is to add a little bit of resistance training when you can. We're talking resistance bands, some light weights, even your own body weight. That's the stuff that sends a direct signal to your muscles that says, hey, time to get stronger.
All right, so we've got our building blocks with protein. We've got the construction crew with movement. Now for a third and final key. This is like the supercharger. It's the secret ingredient that makes the first 2 keys work even better.
And that secret ingredient is omega-3 fatty acids. I'm sure you've heard about these, right? Usually for your heart or for your brain. But it turns out there's a ton of new research showing just how critical they are for our muscles too.
So what's the magic here? How do they actually work? Well, they do a bunch of cool stuff. First, they fight inflammation, which is a huge deal because inflammation can just chew up your muscle over time. They also seem to directly ramp up the muscle-building process itself. And they even help the little power plants inside your cells, your mitochondria, work better. It's like they're helping out on every single level.
Okay, so a practical question. How much do you need? Well, the research suggests that to really see these muscle benefits, you're looking at a supplement of more than 2 grams a day. And it's not a quick fix. You've got to stick with it for over 6 months to really let it do its work.
Okay, there you have it. Our 3 keys: protein, movement, and omega-3s. That's the what. Now for the really important part, the how. How in the world you actually put all this together in a way that isn't totally overwhelming.
Because, let's be honest, trying to change your diet and start a new exercise routine all at once, it sounds exhausting. But it really doesn't have to be that hard. We're going to use a simple Power of 3 strategy to make this totally doable.
Here's the plan, and it's brilliant in its simplicity. Do not, I repeat, do not try to do it all on day 1. For this first week, just pick one thing. Just one. Maybe it's making sure you get enough protein. Cool. Then, next week, you add the second habit on top of that. Maybe you add in a daily walk. Then the week after, you bring in the third key. See how that works? You start them one at a time. Before you know it, within a month, all 3 are just part of your routine. It's all about building momentum.
So let's wrap this up. What's the big idea here? It's that getting older doesn't have to mean getting weaker. We have so much more control than we've been led to believe. It's not about some unavoidable decline. It's about being proactive. It's about building your strength on your own terms.
So I'm going to leave you with this thought. By putting these 3 keys to work for you, the protein, the movement, the omega-3s, you're not just slowing down the clock, you're actively creating a stronger version of yourself for the future. So what if your next decade could actually be your strongest one yet?